Hey guys, COMPUTEROSIS here. Welcome to another episode of Let's Play JD the Legacy! Oh my gosh, it's been a while since I played this game, and of course we're in Volcanic Crater. This is going to be a little bit shorter, because I was just trying to do all the main things I could do in Volcanic Crater. A little backstory as to my last time I played this. Usually from here on out, This is the part where you're like, wait, why does the title always say blind if you already know what you're doing? Well, after this, I sort of didn't really try to complete it. I didn't really have the game back then. I didn't really own the game. It was actually my cousins who had it, and I've got a chance to play it, and I'll always end up on this part right here. And I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by the female villain so much. Sorry. But what was I talking about? I was so distracted. Oh, that's right. That's right. Because through Volcanic Crater, and then of course there was the spider cave, and then there was the ice area. I forgot the name of it. It will come to me eventually. But the thing is, I never really liked those areas, and they always gave me such a hard time. I could never find everything, and then was the later I realized, oh, you had to unlock something in order to fully get everything. And I'm like, oh, fuck it, just continue on further. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised that I've skipped so much since my first playthrough of it. But this is my first time going through 100%, so and yeah, don't like Spider-Cade, don't like it. But I'll talk about that later. Right now it's all about Volcanic Crater, which luckily with the amount of precursors we have there is an oracle that we can get some power cells from. There's a couple of miners that we get to talk to, and we can get precursors from that. Now that I think about it, while I was recording this, usually I would record this onto my regular computer and then the audio will be saved also on the computer, but all the conversions where I'm mixing both the audio and the game's audio, make sure my audio comes out a little bit more than the game's audio, because and for those of you who have no idea what's going on here, or why am I talking over this cutscene, this very important cutscene that talks about the thing? Why am I talking over this? Because I already have the mindset where, hey, you already have, you already know about this game. You already completed this game, so hey, and you're just here to see yourself. Also, another reason is that I'm almost taking this as sort of a walkthrough type, meaning this is a full 100%. So technically, you could just mute my voice and just go through the certain areas and just leave any questions or concerns of what I might miss, why I didn't do certain things in the comments below. Feedback, back, which is something I really enjoy on it. I don't go down there just yet. That's the last thing I do before the video ends. But yeah, a lot of stuff has happened since since the recording of the last thing, where we're trying to get to try to beat the lurkers from basically blowing up the mountain, and where we are now, which is Volcanic Crater. And here's the oracle right now, and should be pretty simple. I mean, wandering return to Precursor orbs, get 2. Although technically, if you really wanted to be a smartass, we could have just went down to those miners and get the 4 power cells from them. Because they have 4. Yeah, the majority of the power cells you basically have to get precursor orbs in order to get them. And I'm not counting the ones where you get all the scout fights and that's already a given. But the majority of them, yeah, you're gonna need a lot of precursor orbs. Yeah, a lot. Odd. And I remembered around this time where we're like okay, I needed that much, and then much, because I think I had like less than 60, and the spider cave. I was like, oh fuck this, and then then of course the icy thing. I barely scratched the surface on that. That because I didn't because there were like a couple things like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Oh, fuck it, I'm not even gonna look it up. Look it up. What am I supposed to do on that? And then of course there's Kira told us we can go into this snowy mountain area, but we'll do that later. There. But anyway, like I said, a lot of stuff has happened. Yes, Kira, we know those cards can take you either to the Spider Cave or over to the lava tubes, which we can't go for the lava tubes because we don't have enough of power cells to go through it. So, but anyway, back to what I said about a lot of stuff has happened. Like I said, a lot of stuff has happened. I think the most noticeable thing that you probably have noticed is that I did end up getting a partnership, and I thought about having and like before I even accepted the partnership, because it was an invitation thing, and I was talking with one of my friends on Skype, and we were talking about partnerships, and I was like, okay, I just got invited to a partnership, and what do I do? And he's like, well, here's the thing though, I say you accept it. Partnerships, they are a good way to further your audience, and it will be an interesting experience and all that. And he was like saying how like it's like that's basically what happened to me, because I got an invitated partnership through Machinima, and any channel I have is through Machinima. So I'm like, oh cool. Of course I'm only gonna stick the partnership to just this channel. I thought about moving it to like maybe the joint channel, but then there's the thing though, it's not just me running it, so there's that. And I did have a backup channel, which I may or may not use secretly. It's almost like my friend. He technically has a secret Machinima channel, and he does not want to give the URL away, like because there was a time where he would give out like his channel information, and I remember he gave a few channel informations to me, and during the times where he was giving it away, it just fell apart because mostly due to trusting issues. So I can see how he's like, yeah, I have a channel with Machinima. Okay, is it this channel? Oh no, it's a different channel, but I can't give it to you because the last time I gave away it to people that I trusted, it just backfired. And I'm like, and to me I'm like, oh that's perfectly understandable. I mean, I guess I could have subscribed to it, but whatever's. It's no big deal. Another thing that's happened, and this actually happened since this recording. This actually happened yesterday, because what I recorded, this happened yesterday. So the most recent thing that happened since this recording happened on the same day that I recorded it, and of course it was Silent South fan. Oh, Silent South fan too, and he contacted me, and he's like, hey, I was wondering if you're willing to do an LP of the Tac trilogy, and then of course I'm like, wow, sure, I will totally do that. It can be uploaded to your channel, totally. If you bring the equipment, that's fine. And I died. I died, and fucking yeah. For some reason going on for my PS3, sometimes it just freezes on that, so I ended up resetting it and it's all over again from there. Which is, what the fuck, man. I mean, this happened when I was like, because the last game I was playing, I was like platinuming Ratchet and Clank. Like I was literally playing through 100% completion, and I was able to platinum. I was like, oh, that's cool. That was cool. I was able to platinum it. That's awesome. But anyway, back to Song of South and the Attack trilogy. I'm like, oh, that's great. I wonder, like, what was, like why, like he, I don't know. It was very coincidental because I went back to his old channel because it was basically I've mentioned this story before in a different LP, but for those of you who don't know, my friend Soul the South Fan too. He used to have a channel called Soul the South Fan, and before the last thing he uploaded was he was gonna say that he was gonna be part of a Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts with me. It was sort of a promotional thing where like his subscribers were like, hey, they can check me out because I'm doing something. It's awesome, something like that, you know. And some of them did, some of them didn't. I can honestly tell they didn't or care to. In fact, I could dare say that a good of them were like, yeah, about that. I get how you're willing to do an LP of Kingdom Hearts with your best friend. I mean you barely finished your LP of Kingdom Hearts, but what about your promise of doing Tekken the Power of Juju LP, or at least finishing that? When are you gonna do that? And then of course somebody like, some subscribers, I'm assuming those subscribers, they're like, yeah, I don't think he's gonna finish it. And meanwhile, I'm reading these things, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna reply to it. So I reply saying, I tell them basically a skeletal thing where like, yeah, he got he told me how he got locked out of his own thing, so now he goes by the different account of Song of the South Fan 2. Is he ever gonna do an LP of jibber-jabber? I don't know. No, I'll be surprised if he still remembers that he kinda did a promise on that. And then like 2 days later, which was yesterday, I get a message, so I'm like, okay. I think it's very coincidental because as far as any of my friends that are on YouTube, we're not subscribed to each other. We used to have, when YouTube used to have like the friend contacts, we all had like friend contacts, and now we're barely contacts according to YouTube standards, I guess. Yes, it's weird. It is so very weird. We're on that. But yeah. Okay. And I can already tell this episode's almost over because I'm setting up to where like, okay, we're gonna end off here where I'm at Spider Cave, and then I realize, wait a minute, and I don't realize it until like what? There was a thing over there, I need to get it, and I do something stupid, I'm like, wait a minute, I can just retrace my step. Because I remembered, that scout flight, I was right there. Like, out of all the scout flights I was finding there, out of maximum, like all the scout flights that I just picked off, those are the ones I'm like, yeah, I already knew where they were. The 7th scout flight, never knew where it was. It always pissed me off, and then I'm like, yo, fuck it, I'm not gonna find it. Good. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it was down there the entire time. So what do you know? What, that makes 5 power cells gotten in this time? So that's 74 right there. Because I could easily just say, fuck you Spider Cave, fuck you Ice Mountain Fee. I can never memorize your name. The only reason I remember Spider Cave oh so well is because I hated that place. To the point that I remember its name. That's how much I hate it. But the ice area, yeah, which I'll talk about both those areas when we get there. But the Spider Cave is definitely the next thing we'll get to. And I realized that it didn't matter. I will say that it didn't matter if I went to the Spider Cave first or the hot thing first. There was no way I was gonna get everything from either of those areas. Yes. And of course, spoiler, the Spider Cave thing, unless I do some heavy editing, there's going to be a lot of deaths in there. A lot of deaths that should not have been recorded, but it was all recorded live, and then I go through the editing process. I'm like, okay, what? Okay, because I did the same thing with the speeder thing. They're like, okay, which parts were actually to collect something, and which parts I where there was like no progression, and I ended up with death. Just cut from there and then and go for there, because that's basically how I'm just editing things, or at least these particular things. But of course for Sonic Unleashed and the other OP, which I'm actually going to be live streaming them, so that's going to be pretty cool. Got a Twitch account going, so that's going to be pretty cool. But it looks like we're out of time. I'll continue with this later, and next episode we're going to be going through Spider Cave, edited.